Hello, and welcome to As the Sun Burns here on Variant Roles. I am your host and game master, Dan Gaston, at MadSciDM on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm excited to be back playing more Invisible Sun as the Sun Burns, some of my favorite people. We are short a Sam this evening, but that's okay, because we're going to rock it anyway, and I'm going to toss it over to let you all introduce yourself and remind us who you are playing this evening. And I'm gonna start with Annie.
Hello, I'm Annie. You can find me at Twitter at Alphabet Seeds. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Henrietta Delacour, who is a established empathic weaver who disgorges creatures, and she is somewhere. We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. Some side scenes have happened. Shit has gone down since we were last with you all last week, and we're gonna find out what is up. All right, let's continue around. Corey, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good. My name is Corey. My pronouns are he, they. Today, I'm going to be returning to the criminal role of Alice. Alice is an ardent maker who turns tales into reality. And yeah, that is me.
Perfect, perfect. And last but never least, Alex, how you doing this week?
I'm doing well. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex. I use he, they pronouns. Happy fucking Pride Month, by the way. I am playing Emma Elizabeth, who is a stoic goetic who cages adversaries and occasionally murders innocents.
Look, everyone here is at least a mild criminal. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
All right. So, some things have happened. People have been murdered. People have died. The fuzz has shown up. People have fled. You know, minds were controlled, but it's all good. But we're going to dive right in with Annie. Annie, let's fill people in on Henry's side scene that we started and had to leave on a cliffhanger. Why don't you let people know what's up?
Well, I guess I'll preface this by saying that Henrietta's an idiot. She
Fair.
made a really big oof. She thought it would be a really cool idea to go by herself to the Hollows, to Hiram's club, the guy that Emma Elizabeth had murdered by a demon, the one who showed up in her bedroom as a corpse. That guy's club.
Yeah,
And
to figure out what happened.
to figure out what happened because she really wanted to know what his whole situation was.
What was
So
his
she goes
jam?
there. Yeah, and she goes there and she went there before it was open. So, she just wildly broke in. Just a little bit of breaking and entry.
So some light B&E.
Yep. She went into his office.
Corporate espionage.
Started rummaging around in his desk. And then from behind her came a very polite and there stood the faceless man, who needs no introduction, and Hiram's sister, who, despite Sam's idea, is not named Serum. Her name is Nadine.
Nadine.
And Henry panicked. She did find the trunk that the Lacuna was in. She spotted that just before they came in. So she thought it would be a really neat idea to use a teleportation incantation on herself and the Lacuna, thinking like, "Oh, I'll just pop on over to Alice's, no big deal." But instead, she ended up in a cold, dark, and wrong place.
Yeah. It was a powerful spell, but the cards were not in Henry's favor, and things went sideways. Also, this teleportation spell, everyone who teleports ends up at their destination asleep.
Asleep for an hour.
For an hour. Yep.
It's totally fine.
Yep. So you regain awareness, and your eyes start to crack open, and it is dark. It is very dark. You can't even see your hand in front of your face. It smells like blood and vomit, and it is cold and damp underneath you. It feels like a rough sort of stone floor. You can hear the faint patter and drops of water dripping somewhere, and it both sounds simultaneously close and too far away. It's just this weird echo, and everything feels wrong here. You feel like you should be laying still, but you feel as if you're moving, almost like you had the spins, like you would hit your head or something. But when you focus for a minute and try and steady, and you have no orientation, you feel sort of being tugged in different directions sort of simultaneously, as if the force of gravity is shifting subtly where it is coming from. What do you do?
So I can't see anything.
Yes, that's right. You can't see anything. And
Okay.
before I forget,
Oh, yes.
we should play a Sooth card here.
I'm sure it'll be a great card.
I'm sure it will be. So let's see what we have played. We have played the Imperator. The Imperator is the sovereign of visions. So if we take a
Oh,
look at
that's me.
So if we look, so that's going to be good. All of your ventures right now for anybody would be +1 for the sovereign, but because you are visions, it matches your heart. Your ventures are at +2.
Awesome.
So wisdom in war, turning points, and deciding factors. Sometimes conflict is needed, and the Imperator believes that keeping a level head and using intellect and wisdom rather than rage or brute force paves the path to victory. So this is a divination card around crucial turning points, and like smart ideas.
Well, we know Henry has lots of those. So I think first, let's see, how could I make this happen? I'd like to make a little light, like in my hand or something.
Okay. Yep. So you're gonna weave.
Yeah. I'll weave together Moonlight and Winter
Okay.
using illumination and silence to
Okay.
sort of create,
It's this like quiet light.
yeah, just a soft, not like super bright, but enough so that I can at least see, I don't know, 5 feet in front of
Okay.
me or something like that.
Excellent. Oh, this sounds great. Just looking for. I tucked away my little cards, but that's okay. All right, so yeah, so you weave them together. That's a pretty minor effect, so we'll just say level 1. So you can spend 1 sorcery for that. Oh, well, you want to hold it up. That's the thing. What's your longest default? I think is for between Moonlight and Winter.
They're both short.
They're both short. Okay, so it'll last shorts like a few rounds. So why don't you can spend 2 sorcery and bump that up to long.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right, so now that I can see a little bit better, what's going on? Where am I?
All right. So as the light sort of flares into being and sort of provides some dim illumination around you, casting sort of just a circle of light, it is indeed a bare stone floor, but it's slick. It's slippery, and it has some sort of smeared brownish red substance all over the stone. Like not like uniform, but you know what I mean? Like there's splotches and like little bits of liquid, and some places it's thicker and some places it's bare. And as you sort of cast it around, you eventually then see sort of walls rising up, similar, made out of stone, rough, but they look soft.
Gross. Henry said that too. She's like standing, like making her way to her feet, and yeah, she looks around and is just like, gross. This is gross.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but this, like, the scent is like bile, right? It's a
Yeah,
very
that's-
familiar smell to you.
Oh, yeah,
this like blood
that's-
and vomit smell.
Yeah, that's totally fine. She's not bothered by that at all. It's more just like, you know, the interior decorating is the issue here. I guess, is there a door? Like, she's going to kind of make her way forward.
You sort of explore the space. You don't see a floor, and when you pace it out, you know, you're in a roughly 20-foot by 20-foot space, undifferentiated. The walls seem to rise up about, 8 feet overhead. It's a little bit domed above you. That's kind of all that you see.
Great. Henry's in another attempt at very smart decision, she's going to call out, "Hello? Is
And
anyone here?"
It echoes off the walls and echoes back to you, and you sort of look around. The walls ripple a little bit.
Mhm.
There's a sort of gurgling sound.
I'm gonna put my hand on the wall. Fuck it.
It's warm to the touch and kind of spongy.
Gross. I love it. All right. I am going to. So Henry's not going to bring out her sword, but she will pull her knife out
Mm-hmm.
and just press it against the wall, and she's going to whisper to it, "You make a door right now."
So, the blade sort of presses into the soft, spongy stone a little bit, and you can see the tip dimple in where it's just about as if it might pierce through. And there's a almost peristaltic wave that ripples across the stone around you, but there's no answer.
Sorry. Hella, yes. I will turn this flesh pocket right around. Well, if it's not going to answer, then I'll pierce it, slide the knife into it, and try to pull down.
Okay, so it dimples past and then slips in, sort of in between a junction between the stones, and it gives and then pierces. And as you kind of like pull down, it like ripples and bulges sort of out towards you, and this like thick, viscous Icarus substance sort of sprays out and splashes. If you're going to try and get out of the way, then you're going to need to make a dodge action.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't I?
When strange fluids spray you in the face, it's often a good idea.
Unless you consent to it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll use a. Oh no, I get +2 right now, so good for me.
You do, yeah. Your venture is essentially starting out at a 2. If you have any skills, like if you're trained in dodge,
Nope.
otherwise you can spend Bene from your movement pool.
Yeah, I'll use a movement, and so got it up to 3, and I will roll.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, so you easily sort of, in surprise, like leap back. This ichor substance sprays out, splatters on the floor, where it begins to hiss and bubble and melt the stone floor. Now the stone, in just like in pockets and
Yeah.
patches. The stone floor is not spongy like the stone walls are.
Mm. Well, that was close. Did it leave a gap though, or did it sort of?
Yeah, there's a gash there in the wall, and it sort of has parted open, towards you, and the inside of the stone is definitely paler. It's like a very almost like fish belly white color, and slick and slimy, and you can see all around the edges like little almost like hair-like structures that are just wiggling, and they're like greenish white in color.
Good. um Shit. This is terrible. What can I do? Because this isn't a person. I'm in like a creature, presumably.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean,
Mhm.
it's kind of fleshy.
Yeah.
It's acting like a creature.
Yeah. I think I'm going to this time I'm gonna bring the sword out and just slip it right back through the crack that I already made. And this is
Yep.
a longer range too, so she's back a little bit
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
make a bigger slice into
Okay.
it. See if I can open it wider.
All right. So yeah, so you stab in and cut, and more ichor sort of sprays out sort of violently. So even though you're at a bit further away, you'll still need to dodge, as you also have made a bigger wound.
Yep, okay, that's fine. I will do it. I rolled a 5, so that's +2, 8
Okay.
or 7. I can
Yeah.
count.
So yeah. All right. So yeah. So you slip out of the way again. It splashes and hisses and bubbles on the floor, and it's now sort of a couple of feet that you have sliced through. All of these small worm-like projections are wriggling on the inside, and a voice just says from behind you, because of course, right? Of course,
Right.
the voice comes from behind you, and it just says, "This is the source." Interesting. The master would have found this fascinating.
Henry will whip around. Her sword is still out, and she'll
Yep.
point it and be like, "Excuse me, what?"
And there is an outline of where a person should be, but it is just a dark black void of a hole in reality.
Oh, is it the lacuna?
It looks like a lacuna that is like just opened onto a void.
Oh, crazy.
And it's sort of standing there, and you can see like the hand, and like you can make out the details, right? So like even when
Yeah.
it sort of is layered over itself, somehow you can still see the detail, the vague form.
Mhm.
And it's sort of scratching at where its chin would be, basically. Huh. Well, too bad he's not here to see it.
I don't know what you're talking about. What source? What's the source of what? And why am I here? Where are we? How did we get? Did you do this?
No. There was a resonance when you used your magic.
Well, it wasn't intentional. We were not supposed to be here. We were supposed to be very comfortably back, at a location that I will not disclose.
I tried to when you teleported. I didn't wish to go. Not where you were going to take me anyway. One box traded for another. I didn't want to risk it, so I thought I'd open a door. Things went wrong.
Clearly.
But
So
this is, he was interested in this.
do you mean
Where
this?
you're-
And she's gonna gesture
Yeah.
around.
Where your gift comes from.
Excuse me? My gift comes from this? This is a weird, fleshy room and frickin' Vazulu knows where.
Well, that virus that made you sick had to come from somewhere.
Well, yeah, it's, I was at a seedy club and someone handed me a drug and it ended up being a life seed and I got sick and now I'm here.
Right, but the life seeds came from somewhere. I think this is where it came from. It's a womb.
Oh. Oh, she's like looking around like, this is disgusting. So, what you're saying is that you brought us to the womb of the creature or being or what have you that
Well, I didn't do it on purpose. You tried to teleport. I tried to shove you through me to somewhere else. It got mixed up. We ended up here. Like I said, resonance.
yeah. For the record, I probably wasn't gonna box you up somewhere. I just wanted to know
Well-
why you were hunting my friend.
I didn't have any choice.
Well, do you want to talk about that? Because,
Not really.
oh, great.
It's not pleasant.
Well, we have a lot of time on our hands because I don't know how we're going to get out of here.
But now that he's dead, the binding is done. I just happen to be still stuck in that box.
Well, I can't say I was going to do nice things to you because I thought you were trying to, hurt me and my friends, but I was planning on getting you out of that box for what it's
Well,
worth.
Fair. But, I mean, the master always just said that the words of God were written on the souls and revealed only through pain and suffering. He wouldn't have done nice things to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. It seems that I don't know. I didn't necessarily want what happened to happen, but it is what it is. I just wanted to know why.
That's why. He quested after the word of God. Said it was written on souls. Him and his sister had to extract it to add it to their library.
Oh, his sister wasn't on it too?
Oh,
Oh,
of course.
Oh, it's really good I got out of there then.
Yeah, she wouldn't have done nice things either.
Great. Well, here's the deal. I don't know how to get out of here, and I don't really want to try to squeeze through this hole that I've made in case it just sort of snaps back around me.
I've been told that happens.
So, could we come to some sort of agreement? Could you take us out of here?
I can send you. I can't go through myself.
That's a real shame. It seems like it'd be really handy. But I guess physics.
Yeah. gray thinking. Either way, I can't insert myself through myself.
Okay. Well, then I guess we're just gonna have to think.
Well, no reason for two of us to be stuck here.
You don't.
You can find a way. Call it a debt. I'll be alright.
I don't know where you are, though. I don't know where we are.
I can, get supplies, and the darkness sort of resolves a little bit and sort of gets dim. The light's flickering, like it's hard to come through.
Mhm.
But then all of a sudden, a bunch of like wrapped parcels start like out of his chest, like they're falling and like clatter as the gravity shifts, and he's just like, food's not a problem. I know a few places where I can get it. And if that gets out of hand, and he sort of turns so he's not facing you, and then you can see like jet of fire erupt out of it, and then it sort of closes off and goes back to this just inky void. I can look after myself.
This doesn't feel right. I can't just leave you in here. But I don't know how to get us out.
It's the only way I know of.
Just one moment. And Henry's going to turn around because, she likes to be discreet about this kind of thing. And since we're in the vomit womb, she's going to vomit a monster.
Okay.
She's going to vomit a counselor.
Okay.
Make this party real hoppin'. That's the rest of my sorcery. And physicality. And we're gonna make a little squid baby. Except he only has 5 tentacles.
All right. So this like vomit and blood covered squishy little patches of hair squid with 5 tentacles starts gooping across the ground towards you.
Mm-hmm.
One tentacle just curls a little bit around your leg.
Hey, buddy. And I'll bend over and like pick him up and
like a cat.
Like a cat.
It snuggles up into you. The tentacles sort of latch out around you as it pulls itself tight.
Sorry, my allergies are really bad right now. So good morning, beautiful. How are you feeling?
It sort of just rubs up against you a little bit. I'm feeling okay, Mother.
Well, ironically, I think we're in the mother, the big kahuna, as it were.
Oh. Interesting. Well, I suppose there had to be one.
Yeah, I didn't know. So the problem is, I'm stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's stuck here. And she'll point to the lacuna. And I would like it so that we can both leave.
Okay.
But
well,
she doesn't seem to want to let us go, and she'll gesture to the gash in the wall.
Yeah. Understandable. Cutting your way free might irritate her. I mean, do you got any spells? Do you have a wicked key?
No.
I don't see much way out. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, because I can't. Because the two like relevant like spells that I have
Mhm.
are like they specifically say person,
Mhm.
not being or creature. So I
Right.
don't think they're relevant here.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll try one thing and she'll say to the squid, like
Okay.
she'll gently like offer Squidward to the Lacuna, like, here, would you mind just holding
Uh,
him for a moment?
Okay.
Yeah. Have a nice time. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes to rest to get my sorcery pool back up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to walk up to, I'm gonna go back to the wall. I'm gonna put my hand on it. And I'm going, yeah, just like put my hand on and use what do I want to use? I think I want to use dreams and stillness
Okay.
to sort of like calm, like make the creature like more amenable, I guess.
Okay.
Sort of a, if I can. Well, I'm like kind of rub it and be like, listen, I'm sorry. I just got a little scared. Don't know where I am. Like, kind of know where I am. And apparently, like, you're the whole reason. This is why the way I am. And, you know, I'm sorry I stabbed you with a sword. But could you please let me and my new friend, the Lacuna, out of here so that, you know, I could keep making little Squidwards and whatnot.
All right. So what are you, so you're trying to sweet talk it?
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
while weaving together some threads of magic.
Yep. Let's see. Wake a sleeping creatures, a level 3. Telepathy at long. Control a creature's mind is a 6.
This is more like trying to like
Yeah.
change their emotional state.
Yeah. Control a creature's mind for 1 round is a 4. So probably at least a level 3
Okay.
to try and alter their state.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
And I will roll for this, I suppose.
That's right. So your venture will start at a 3. Oh,
Okay.
actually, we should play a new card here because the Lacuna showed up. And we have played Elusive Sleep. So magic of the blue is enhanced, red is hindered. Elusive Sleep indicates one is racked with worry. PC notices something vital. PC's actions are useless.
Great.
It's visions.
That's still my card.
But this will be blue magic, so you'll get +1 to your venture.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. We'll go for it.
Okay.
And do I spend the sorcery too?
You spend the sorcery, yep, so 3 sorcery, and your venture's 4.
Okay. Well, I got a 2.
All right. Yeah, so
So-
your threads of magic weave in. It sort of settles a little bit, but there's no answer or anything.
Just like my mother, she'll turn away from the wall and she'll take Squidward back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, tried talking to her, them, and
She
no
might not
dice.
be. She might not be capable of speech.
That's true. I really don't want to leave you here.
I'm gonna be okay.
Oh, but I feel bad. This is all my fault.
Look, if I had have been caught in Saturnine, I might have been in Neverlight prison for a very long time. So whether I was under my own control or not is irrelevant. I was made to do bad things to innocent people.
I know. And I'm sorry you had to go through that. But I'm glad you're free, though this isn't. It's only mildly better than living in a box, I guess.
Well, but if you're on the outside, trying to find me someday,
I will try to find you.
well, there you go.
Do you have a name so that I could find you again?
Teleros.
Teleros. Teleros. All right, Teleros. I'm Henry, and this is my promise to you. You will be found. I know you probably can't take my word, but I really mean it.
I believe you.
All right. She'll offer her hand to shake on it.
And it shakes your hand and says, "Are you ready?"
I'm ready. Do you want Squidward as a buddy or?
Oh fuck no! And it grabs and pulls you just directly towards it, and you hit this wave of cold and get propelled through, and briefly you find yourself in what feels like a space between spaces, and then everything, you get this horrible vertigo, you can't tell which way is up, which way is down, and then you start tumbling, but then you stumble as you step out into dark basement.
Oh, Henry doesn't just she's flat on her face. She is not graceful.
Yeah. There's
she
two
smacks,
stumbling steps and then whack.
place plants.
Yeah.
A Squidward outstretched dirt
skid across the floor. Squidward is on your head.
yes.
Riding your head.
Perfect.
Tentacles wrapped around. And this is right around the time when Alice is stepping out of the mirror ball in dark basement.
Hey.
Are you here for the sword practicing?
Yeah.
Good. Let's hop on in and get us started. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Alice will pull out the Vorpal sword.
Let me wipe my sword off because I'm sure her sword is still covered in life seed mother goop.
Yeah, it's got greenish, white, yellowy ichor covering the blade.
Just
hissing and bubbling.
Yeah, just one second. I'm sure she's even though she dodged, she probably has a few spots on her nice overcoat where the blood hit it but didn't penetrate.
Yeah, absolutely.
She looks like a freaking nightmare mess.
Well, feel free to clean up a little bit. Yeah.
Like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just head on in. Feel
Okay,
free
yeah.
to come
Which
join whenever.
yeah, yeah. And boy, do I have a story for you.
I'd love to hear a story.
And Henrietta, you actually notice that it's actually been several days.
Mm-hmm. Do I have any messages on my Vislogram?
I don't know. Emma Elizabeth, does Henrietta have any messages waiting for her? Perhaps.
Not for me.
Cool. Thanks.
All right.
All right, yeah, so she'll go take a scalding hot shower.
Mm-hmm.
She'll sing this good word because he of course he would. I mean, she probably maybe just set him on a chair somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Play with some toys. Like, I don't know what they do. Weird vomit babies.
Mm.
They live their life.
Emma Elizabeth, you are at home at Asperia, and Asperia says, Emma Elizabeth, there's a messenger for you at the door. Strange messenger.
Strange as in just unusual, or strange as in I should be worried about this?
Will says they'll only speak to you. Not the usual. They look like a urchin.
Yeah, fucking be lucky. I go answer the door.
So there's a small dirty child, probably like 10, 11 years old, ratty suit on, no socks. The pants are too short. They're like high water pants. Shoes are dirty, and has cap in hand, ringing it a little bit. Are you Emma Elizabeth?
Yes, who are you?
I've been sent with a message for you.
From whom?
Oh, bloke calls himself Lucky.
Fucking hell. Fine.
Says he wouldn't reach out otherwise, but business to attend to, and apparently someone named Henrietta hasn't been seen for a few days.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Said he had to go out of town right away. Wasn't going to be able to stick around and look for her.
Well, at least he's getting out of whatever miserable hovel he lives in these days. I'm gonna give the kid 10 crystal. I don't know fucking what's. I don't know how much money is worth in this world.
I mean, how much could a banana cost? $10?
10. 10 crystal is. I mean, that's your middle.
Yeah,
I had that here somewhere, but like
Okay.
it 10 crystal. A crystal is like 10 glass, so 10 crystal is like, I don't know, like 100. Is it like $100 or
I think
something?
it's $100. I think you just took
Okay, that's fine.
$100.
that's such an Emma thing to do. Yeah, I marked it off on my sheet and everything. It's canon.
You're just a
So-
Bluth. You're just secretly a Bluth.
Yeah, so the kid's eyes like light up. Oh, thank you, ma'am, and like runs away. Basically, like just stuffs it in and is like,
I call after him as he's running away. There's more in it for you if you tell Lucky to fuck himself next time you see him.
the kid's just like, naughty, and runs away.
Yeah, well, I don't think I have too much on my schedule these days. So I'm gonna guess head over to Dark Basement and see what's going on.
All right. So you make your way over to dark basement, and I mean, like, the door's closed, but the light inside is on.
I'm not gonna assume. I'm gonna fucking knock. I don't think we're there yet.
So
Oh,
yes,
that reminds me. You'll have to tell me how much a new door costs.
Right.
probably about 10 crystal.
Great. Yeah, because that happened. um. Yeah, I imagine that Emma Elizabeth arrived just
Yeah, this
as
is like when you're in the shower.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
showering.
Yeah. Yeah, but I imagine that Alice always hears when people knock at dark basement as well, because they have to knock on dark basement to come visit you. I don't know. Does
Right.
Alice have like weird people that shows up to visit her at like strange hours?
I think she's actually pretty reclusive.
Okay.
I think she goes out. A lot of people find it weird to go into the ball, so you know, she doesn't force people to go through that.
Yeah. But so you both hear the knocking over the shower, and I don't know, as Alice is like sharpening her sword.
Yes. Sharpen it for our sword practice. Someone else
Okay.
gonna lose an arm today?
Hopefully not.
Anything's possible.
Sorry, Matt.
I'll go get the door because I know that Henry is cleaning up and that stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, hello, Emma. Did
Hey,
you want
Alice.
to come in?
Is Henry in? I heard she hadn't been seen in a while.
She's just cleaning up now, but she is here if you wanted to see her. Come in.
Okay, fine. I'll come in.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just wait with Emma until Henry comes here, unless Emma wants to chat about something.
I actually want to find out how the laying low has been. So, Alice, we haven't seen each other since the cafe. Have you been doing well?
Yes. I didn't realize that consequences were a thing.
Okay.
But I'm beginning to understand that.
Baby steps, baby steps.
I'm not arrested. I'm not under house arrest.
That's good.
I'm a little bit worried because I ran away.
That's understandable. There are quite a lot of the pristine guard. I think more than you could reasonably stay away from for very long.
Yep. I think so too. What happened after I teleported away?
So oh no, sorry. You're asking asking Emma Elizabeth.
Emma.
Well, the guard just turned around and left. Now, granted, I'm reasonably confident that was Lucky's doing because that's something that he does.
He does, yes.
And we all just kind of left. I don't think anybody really wanted to stick around.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay, well, that's probably the best outcome that could have happened. How are you?
Yeah, doing well enough, I suppose. Keeping busy, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I think Henry should be out pretty soon.
Sure.
Are you both just ignoring the weird squid monster just like sitting in the chair between you?
Well, I saw it when you came in. So
Yeah.
this thing.
No big deal. Why?
I'll wait until it speaks first.
Sorry, I just imagine Dan, your pose is like the squid, just like listening
It is.
politely. I love it.
It just folds the two tentacles under its chin.
Oh, this is the best. Love little tentacle buddy. Yeah, Henry will come out of the shower. I mean, probably naked. Like, let's be honest here. It is her house, and she was not expecting anyone else to be there. So she'll be like drying her hair and be like, "Oops," and then just like clasp it about. Alice, I thought you'd be up there, and I was not expecting you. Just one moment, please.
Yeah, I got the door.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, just 1 second. She'll run to her back room, which is where all of her clothes are, and she'll come out wearing a fresh pair of clothes. She made the shirt with the eyeballs that she bought and the undersleg, and it's like this oversized like white button down, but all the buttons are
Or
eyes.
eyes. And
Yeah.
they're moving.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she'll come and join the group and scoop up Squidward and give him a nice little cuddle. Hey, buddy.
I didn't mean to intrude or anything. I just Lucky sent someone by. You said you hadn't been seen in a couple days. I'm just concerned.
Oh, it's been days. Well, shit. Yeah, that's really sweet of him. I'll have to send him a message. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't say anything. I thought I could just... Well, let me start. So, well, it's kind of... Let's have coffee first.
How about sword fighting?
Also, yes. So if you want to... I'll tell you while we sword fight. And if you want to stay and hear the story, Emma.
Emma, can you come? We can show you the ways of the sword.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm really built for that. I think it would be better for you two to spend your time training.
Fair enough. So long story short, went to Hirp's club, got caught by his sister, teleported away, got stuck in a womb. The Lacuna let me out. And now I'm here.
High five.
Smack.
You went back there.
Well, yes. I mean, that was the whole point is, you know, you need to make sure that Amelia could be safe. And she should be okay now. The Lacuna is uncorrupted. It was Hiram's doing that he was doing those awful things, so.
So, while you are all talking, there is a thump, thump, thump at the door.
Alice, I think maybe you should go back into your mirror ball.
But there's someone here.
Yeah. You remember the diner?
Oh.
Go upstairs.
Okay. Emma, are you gonna stay here? Come in? What's...
I'll stay in the dark basement. I don't.
Okay. I'll go... Yeah, I'll go into the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should hide. Yeah, I'll set Squidward down again and say, just stay here, love. Back in a moment. And I'll go up with the towel, like still like sort of drying my hair as I open the door.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as you open the door, we'll play a new Sooth card. We have the Misunderstood Beast. This is from the Notions family. Green magic is enhanced. Pale is decremented. Meanings: mistakes, gentleness, friendship, danger, and betrayal. Once again, the Sooth card totally on point. The Misunderstood Beast is a gentle giant, not a murderous monster. It seeks our friendship, not our flesh. Divination: something is not what it seems. This could be a concealed threat that will result in betrayal, or could be something useful that one is ignoring or even avoiding. Something perceived as a threat is no threat at all. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So when you open the door and swing it open, filling the doorway is a tall figure clad in golden armor with a faceless mirrored helmet, the familiar clasp, and a blue cloak draping down from their shoulders. Once again, I'm Investigator Verona of the Pristine Guard of Satyrine, here by order of the Deathless Triumvirate.
Well,
I'm
of
here
course.
for Alice.
She's not here. I've just gotten out of the shower and I've been away for a few days and I have not seen her.
All right. So, you are going to be making a deception attempt here. Do you have any skills related to lying?
I have disguise.
Not quite so useful in this circumstance.
No. Yeah, the skill I have is like calming people. That's not really super relevant to like
Lying.
yeah. No, nothing related to lying. If only Lucky were here.
Okay.
Oh, though since I have my counselor, I forgot I get where is that? Yeah, I get +2 to my interaction and +2 to my intellect pool. So I'm at
Yeah, so those are extra bene
Yeah.
temporarily added to your pool. And of course, the card in effect is notions, right? So, so if that anyone whose heart is notions gets a +1 to their venture.
cool.
But otherwise, yes. So you can spend from your interaction. You can spend a bene from your interaction pool to add to your venture if you wish.
Yep, I will do that. All right. Actually, we'll try it. We'll try this other one. You know, gotta. Ooh, yeah! I rolled a 9.
Nice.
Okay. Be that as it may, whether Alice is here or not, don't forget that I recognize you. Henrietta Delacour, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And where is your friend Lucky?
Actually, I don't know. As far as I know, Lucky is homeless. I think he drifts about. I haven't heard again. I've been gone for a few days, so I haven't heard from anyone or seen anyone.
I suggest that you let me in.
Of course. Would you like
We need-
coffee, tea?
No.
Are you
Thank
sure?
you.
Because I make a very good pour over.
and investigator Verona sort of raises her hand and just like gestures over her, like utterly, like, because her mask is featureless, mirrored, reflective, and just covers her whole face, right? So it's like she's got this helmet within. If you remember Cobra Commander, when he has the blank faceplate, yeah, it's kind of like that, but like a almost medieval helmet, and then it's got this faceplate.
Well, if you're gonna be weird about it, you could just go drink the coffee in the bathroom, and I'll turn my face away so I don't see your face. But I'm a good hostess.
Feel free to get yourself coffee if it will make you feel calmer and easier. But I'm here on business.
Most business is conducted over coffee. But she'll still like sweep her arm down the stairs, like, please come in.
And she goes in, and she has another like pristine guard who is with her behind her, who has just carrying the long rifle and has a sword belted. Similar armor, but doesn't have like the cape and doesn't have the badge, and follows in and sort of then just positions himself beside the door while investigator Verona steps forward and surveys across the room. The faceless mask settles on Emma Elizabeth and says, "Ah, yes, the fourth. Emma Elizabeth. Excellent. Well, 2 out of 4 isn't bad, as they say."
I've never heard anyone say that, but I'll take your word for it. Let me go grab some coffee. Why don't you, are you allowed to sit? In my chairs, at least?
I'm allowed to do whatever I wish, but I'd prefer to stand.
Sit yourself. And yeah, Henry will start tooling around with her coffee. And as you know, pour over takes a while, and she's being real slow about it.
While Henry is out of earshot, I'm going to lean in and say, for what it's worth, I've got an unrelated message from Lucky earlier today. As I understand it, he's left town for a few days. I don't know where, but he's not in town.
And she just turns her head towards you a little bit, nods. Of course. Now, where might Alice be?
Honestly, I don't know much about Alice's comings and goings.
Well, except for the fact that she lives, and points at the mirror ball.
She keeps really weird hours.
If I wanted to, I could enter her home now. I don't need permission. I know how to get in. So you're telling me I wouldn't find Alice in her home right now? Or perhaps you're unaware and she might be home. As you said, she keeps strange hours and you don't keep track of her comings and goings.
Well, I think she mentioned something about perhaps seeing a friend of hers, but I don't remember who it was, honestly. Sorry, I just came back from a weird situation and I'm a little fuzzy. Just let me finish this coffee.
If it would make it easier, I could just impound and confiscate her entire home right now.
So I was thinking of this a while ago. Could Alice have used she has an eye talisman ephemera so that she can spy? Could that be up? I didn't say it earlier, but...
Oh, it makes sense that this is totally something that Alice would do, for sure.
Okay, so maybe I just put the eye talisman up somewhere and...
Like on a shelf.
Yeah, and turned it on and have been like watching what's happening.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything, but
Okay, I was gonna ask, can you hear it or just see? So you just see these two pristine guard in there interrogating your friends.
I would like to try to use an ephemera.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I have the ephemera called Resolving Visions of the Present.
Mm-hmm.
It is a level 4 incantation, and it says after you speak to a person for a few moments in a pleasant manner, they are more likely to say yes to a request, and you could add +2 to a persuasion attempt.
Okay.
So, feel like I've been generally pleasant. I've offered
Yep.
coffee and, you know, tried to be really nice and like accommodating without selling out Alice.
Yep.
So I'd like to say, I don't think we have to resort to that. Um, I don't think she's home right now. I can usually hear at least a little something of her milling about, and I don't think she's there. If I see her, would there be a way that I could just get in contact with you?
Well, so you can go ahead and make your attempt here if this is your ask, basically.
Yeah, basically that they leave
Yeah, yeah,
and just not take Alice's house,
right.
and we'll keep them in the loop.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when I add +2, can I use from my interaction pool as well to add to the venture?
Yep, absolutely. You can spend a penny from that.
All right. So that gives me +3, and I will roll.
Okay.
I rolled a 6, so that's a 9 total.
Okay. It's actually quite good. So Captain or Investigator Verona says, you're right. It's also a lot of paperwork that I don't want to have to do. But the two of you are also witnesses and people of interest. So I'm going to have to take you with me.
I'm sorry, hold on. Witnesses to what exactly?
Well, when I showed up to question Alice at the diner where all of you were gathered, her friends, I have it on good authority, and when she absconded from the legal authority of this city, and when your compatriot used magic to take over my mind and cause me to leave the scene, removing me from my duly appointed duty for the safety and security of this city, you were all present. You were all witnesses. None of you moved to intervene or to otherwise engage in safeguarding the city and the body and security of its duly appointed protectors. So, as I said, witnesses.
Okay, but one, I knew Alice was good. I didn't know she was that good. So, putting that out there. Two,
Yes.
I mean, really, if you knew Lucky, you'd have low expectations too. That surprised me just as much as it did you.
Mm-hmm. Regardless, the fact of the matter is, I am the law in Saturnine. If I say you need to come with me, you need to come with me.
Sure.
Of course. Though, just one moment. I have to go she'll finish her coffee, and this is
And-
where I think
Okay.
my forte.
Uh-huh.
People don't
Jesus.
like it. People think it's really gross. Henry's gonna go and get Squidward
Yeah.
and scoop him up.
So as you sort of turn to walk away though,
Mm-hmm.
the investigator reaches out her hand just to like sort of put it on your shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel a surge of magic. And I need you to make a withstand defense roll, please.
All right.
So keep in mind this is a magical effect, so you do need multiple successes.
Okay. Oops, I did the wrong thing. So this would be like an intellect check.
So it's withstand.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry. Yes, no, this is withstand.
Okay.
So if you have skill in withstand, otherwise, you can spend Bene from your physicality pool.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like a mental
Nope.
withstanding.
That would be resist. So withstand is when
Okay.
things affect your body. Dodge is to dodge attacks, and resist is for mental.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
And of course, you can, if you're not using any spells, ephemera, anything like that, then you're going to want to spend a point of sortilege to roll extra dice. Since it's a magic effect, you're going to need multiple successes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd also like to. So I'm going to use something for my physicality pool. I'd
Mhm.
like to also weave together. Let's see, what would be a good thing here? Immobility from sleep and
Mm-hmm.
impassivity from winter to give me a +1 on this withstand action. The level 1 effect is to give
Okay.
a +1 on significant action.
Okay. Yes. And then you don't necessarily need to spend sortilege if you don't want, because since you're using magic, you'll add a magic dice or die anyway. But you can
Yes.
still spend an enhancement from sortilege to be rolling 3 if you wish. Again, because you know you're going to need at least 2 successes here.
Yep. Yeah, so I will do that. So sortilege, intellect, weave together the thing. So that's
Yep. And spend
plus-
the sorcery.
Yep, so that's plus
So that's a level. What's the level of effect there? +1. So that's a level 3, right?
I think on the
+1
level
on a
of
significant act. Oh no, that's ongoing. So a level 2.
Yep.
Yeah. So a level 2. So your venture is 2, plus the 1 is 3, plus you're spending from physicality, so 4. And were you spending sortilege?
Yes.
Okay, so and you're rolling 3 dice. And
Yep.
just remember which ones you're regular and which are the 2 that are magical.
Okay. Okay, so my regular dice was 0.
Okay.
My magic dice were 3 and 7.
All right, so I think you've only got 1 success there. So your skin over your eyes begins to itch as your eyelids like involuntarily close and fuse together. And
Oh.
it thickens until your eyes are completely encased in a thick layer of skin and you cannot see.
So I
Muted.
muted myself. But I was going to say, I was going to type, is that I need to get my Squidward.
We'll make sure he comes along. And you can't hear, but you hear like a snap of their fingers and everyone else sees her gesturing. And the other guard scoops up Squidward and plops it on your shoulder. And like
Al-
brushes. Yeah, Alice.
Alice would be when she sees would she see eyes fusing from this eye talisman?
I mean, I'm sure at the very least you see her put her hand on Henrietta, and then something seems to be happening.
If there's magic going on her friends, she's gonna jump out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping in the meantime Alice could use some ephemera to get ready for this.
Yeah, you would have had a little bit of time.
Yeah. She wants to use her incantation Faces Only Torment the Bereft, which will conjure an illusion of a mask to cover her face. And I don't quite know what the mask is going to look like yet. Probably
Faceless.
something. Yeah.
Mirrored.
I think it would just be a mirror mask, because that's
A mirror.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
And she also wanted to trigger her exaggerated value of trust incantation in case she needs to accidentally switch the perception of something that happened. And then she would pull out her claymore and come flying out of the disco ball.
Okay. And I'm gonna play a new card here. Because and we've played the Questing Knight, who is the apprentice of visions. So anyone whose heart is visions, you're hindered, so your venture's at -1.
Dang it!
Justice, journey, determination, and achieving goals. So a determination for success, but indicates that such success is within one's grasp. Blah, 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 blah. PC achieves a goal, or an NPC foe achieves their goal, depending on how we want to go. All right. So the Questing Knight. So Alice is like parachuting out of the mirror ball. Emma Elizabeth, are you doing anything?
I'm getting the fuck out of the way. I don't live here. I'm just like trying to be as cooperative and out of the way as possible.
Emma Elizabeth obeys the law.
Yeah,
at least today she does.
Okay.
I had one more question.
Yep.
One of my abilities is long range.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really said what the range is across the threshold of the ball.
Yeah.
Would long range affect Emma and Henry?
Yes. As long as it depends on your ability. Like if you don't have to see them or anything, if you just have to, because it's 150 meters, but quite often most things you have to be able to see somebody. But
well, I was thinking I could pre-use my Weaving the Tail ability, which gives my allies an extra dice on their next action within long range.
Yeah.
And
so Alice was talking to herself, telling her a story in the mirror ball, and absolutely. Yeah. So go ahead and spend the sorcery for that.
Okay. Yeah, so she was just sitting there mumbling, "Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to go out there. All of our friends are just going to be fine, and I'm going to have my sword, and these people aren't going to be a problem."
Excellent. All right, so you have an extra dice on your next action, and so as Alice comes out, sword held ready, as these guards are there, this is a great spot to take a break. So we're going to take a break, folks. Quick bio break, and we're going to be back in about 5 minutes or so, and stick around and see how this resolves. All right, be back in a moment, folks. right, welcome back, everybody, and thanks for sticking around. We're going to pick up as Alice jumps out of the mirror ball, sword in hand, and Henrietta, what are you doing? You're currently blind, but you know something's going on, and I think you've heard. Corey, does Alice have like a battle cry when she jumps out of the mirror ball?
I think she just screams.
Okay.
Just screams.
Yeah, like a yell, a screaming yell. Yeah.
So
Alright.
what Henry is doing is she is whispering discreetly to Squidward on her shoulder. Squidward, darling, did Alice just banshee cry out of her mirror ball wielding a sword?
Yes, mother.
Of course she did.
Roll a d10 for me, please.
Oh boy. 8.
Okay. You're still skin still covering your eyes.
Shit.
All right. So Alice, what do you do?
I'm gonna look to these. Are they both in here? They're both in the room of the police?
Yeah. One's over by the door, and the other one is probably closer to you with like hands still on Henrietta's shoulder.
I'm just gonna give them a very harsh. You should not be here. And if we need to deal with whatever you need to deal with, we can deal with this. So what do you need?
What do you mean?
Also,
What?
I'm Alice. She has a mask on, so she assumes she has to say so.
Good to know, Alice. What I need is you and your friends to come with me cooperatively, minus your weapon.
I'm gonna say a nope on that one. We do not. Well, Emma, do you have a thought?
Alice, what the fuck are you doing?
I refuse to cooperate.
Why?
It infringes on our rights.
Okay, fine, but there are more of them, and they know where you live.
It's just a home. I can put it in a bag and take it somewhere with me.
Oh, Jesus, Alice. Emma never got rid of that saying from when she came back from Big Gray.
And the investigator just heaves a bit of a sigh and says, I suppose. Guardsman, what do you think? And, because there's the guard that's sort of back more by the door. And the guardsman has sort of unsheathed their blade. And a more masculine voice sort of echoes from behind its featureless mask and just says, well, investigator, if they won't come alive and willfully, then we'll have to take them by force, as the law decrees, yes? Yes, guardsman. I suppose that is the case, isn't it? And then the investigator whirls, and her hand extends outwards, and the air seems to crystallize into a jagged shard of crystal flung out of her hand that strikes the guardsmen in their breastplate and penetrates with a spray of blood. What do you do?
I would like to get confirmation from Squidward.
Yeah,
Squidward.
Squidward's just like whispering in your ear and giving you the play-by-play.
Uh, so just so we're still over in like the kitchen area because Henry was drinking coffee. She was trying to leave to get to the seating area.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like openish, right?
Yeah, there's like a
Like-
little bar, and then like
Yeah.
it kind of loops about. Henry left her sword on the bar because she was gonna clean it.
Mhm.
So it's in arm's reach.
Yes. Although you're
Blind.
blinded.
Correct. We're just gonna keep that in mind. The sword, Chekhov's sword, is nearby.
That's right.
So was what just happened? Was that like, did one guard person attack the other? Or
The
is this, like-
investigator turned around and threw something which just impaled into the guardsman. Now the guardsman is still alive. Damage has been done. Shit's going down. What are you doing?
I'm backing up. I'm not part of this. I'm not doing this.
Alice will intervene and stand between to make sure that Emma and Henry are behind and not in like danger's way.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be like, "Oh, they attacked one another. That's handy."
I'm very confused. Also, I can't see, so
Yeah, so Squidward is whispering the play-by-play. So if you essentially don't do anything, the investigator follows up with like a flurry of attacks on the guard. The guardsman's got the sword out, but it's like a quick back and forth. The investigator has no blade, but is using just her hands and parrying. And after a quick flurry, there's like a chop to the guardsman's throat, who then collapses with a gurgle, and she kneels quickly on his chest, grabs his hands, and quickly snaps his neck, and then stands up and just says, "Why do people always make it so difficult? Although I suppose, given your activities, that I shouldn't have expected someone to come with the law quietly, should I?"
I'm a criminal, of course not.
And she turns back and sort of just like touches something, and like the featureless faceplate sort of like slides and snicks into one another, and like unfolds to reveal her face. And it is a woman still, and she looks actually a lot younger than you would have pictured given her like voice and confidence. And she has long black hair that sort of like now tumbles out, like freed a bit from the helmet. It does like, you know, like the Stargate when like their helmets like fold into one another and like into a collar. It sort of does that. And she has a tattoo of a red spearhead on her cheek.
would we know what that spear represents?
Possibly. You could, like, this would be some sort of like local like knowledge history type check. So I'm gonna say that the difficulty, so this will be an open challenge, and I'd say this is like probably a level maybe 4. It's not like super obscure, but it's not like everyone would just know. So if you have any skills related to like knowledge of Saturnine, history, something like that.
Not so
Otherwise-
much, but I'm curious. So I
Yeah,
wanna-
and you can spend a bene from, you can always spend a bene from intellect to
Yeah.
your venture. But
Yeah,
we should also play a new card here because, like, you know, major event just happened.
yeah.
So let's go. the Sooth card, and we have played Imprisoning Ice. Red magic is enhanced, blue is hindered, and the family is notions. So if your heart is notions, your adventure is at +1.
It is not. What is... Oh no, an important NPC is thrown in prison.
Yeah. This has come up before.
Yeah, I'll just go for it. I'll spend a little intellect point, and
Okay.
doesn't hurt to find out if we can.
Yep.
Hey, I rolled a 9.
All right. It is the symbol of the Spearhead of the Unknowable, which is a organization in Satyrine, a rival splinter faction of the Order of Honed Thought. The Order of Honed Thought was at one time basically like a military type organization. It was led by a general, relatively famous. They existed for about 200 years. They were a very potent force in the city and they were involved in the war. They were really famous for a war before that. So before the war, like a previous war, they were really made their name. And they hone psychic ability and power into a weapon. That's their thing. But the Order of Honed Thought became much devastated after the war, and today are like a bunch of it's like a social club.
Right.
They talk about it and they practice some psychic stuff, but they don't really do a whole lot. And they don't. Yeah, so that's kind of their thing. A splinter faction split off, tired of this, and really focuses on this core mission of being weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Spearhead of the Unknowable. The tattoo is their leader. You don't know her name. But you know that the leader of the Spearhead of the Unknowable has a tattoo on her cheek.
All right. So Henry knows she has the tattoo because of beautiful Squidward whispering in her ear. So she'll quietly
so roll 2d10s here, because there's been some time.
I rolled a 9 and a 3.
Okay, you're still blinded.
Yep. I imagine it's at 0.
It depletes at 0, but it happens every round. So statistically, you're checking this every 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
So we'll just assume after a few minutes that it sort of melts and your eyes go back to normal.
Okay. So I'll quietly whisper to the other two, since they're nearby, based on the updates I've been receiving, this is not a person we necessarily want to fuck with.
Henry, they haven't been a person we want to fuck with since they walked in here.
Listen, Emma, she is the leader of the Spearhead of the Unknowable.
What does that even mean?
Bad. It means bad. It means very bad.
Okay, sorry, back up a little bit. You and them, they've got a mask on. What just happened? I'm trying to figure out what happened, but one guard person killing the other.
Well, I'm not actually Investigator Bellatrix Verona, although it served to take her identity for a time.
That's illegal, you know.
Identity theft, yes. So is severing someone's arm and destroying the Ash Gardens.
Alice!
I'm going to look at Squidward and be like, Squidward!
Don't bring him into this. He was just born.
Oh, oops. Regardless, it remains the fact that we're not going with you, and if you are not, the law, even more reason for us not to. You need to get out now.
No, you see, I just saved your ass. At least temporarily.
By killing a person in our property, our being there.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that the pristine guard is onto you. They
So
were chasing you. Investigator Verona is after you. Or will be. We detained her briefly while we could, so that she wouldn't be able to release any information. And I took her place these last couple of days. She was the one who tried to arrest you, by the way. I came in after. Let's just say, Alice, that you caught our attention.
I appreciate this now, and my mind on these matters has changed considerably. I'm actually quite interested now.
am I still blind?
No, by this point, like after a few exchanges, you can see again.
All right, so be rubbing skin flakes
Yeah.
out of her eyeballs.
Little dry skin flaking down.
So great. Do you still want coffee?
Yeah. Why don't we do that?
All right. Why don't we just have a nice, quiet, non-violent discussion?
And so, after you bring her coffee and she sits down. And she sits down directly opposite Emma Elizabeth.
Are we just doing this with the dead guy on the floor?
Mhm.
Yep.
Great. All right.
Yeah, we'll deal with him later. I don't want him stinking up the place.
We can make sure he vanishes. That's not a problem. But, and she leans forward, are we going to have any problems?
Historically speaking, yes, but we'll try our best.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, we can make it so that your involvement in all of this is swept back under the rug. But you're going to owe us a considerable debt for getting you out, not only of this, sort of gestures at the dead body behind her, but the original actions as well.
When you say you, is that singular or plural?
You, as in all of you in this room, and your friend Lucky as well. Presumably. I'm sure he'll agree.
These two honestly did not do anything.
Well, regardless,
The law
their
doesn't see.
involvement complicates things. Your little stunt at the cafe is not something that would go over well, and did not go over well with the guard.
I'll look to the group and say, what do we think?
I don't see how we have much of a choice but to do what the lady says.
But if anyone were to, say, go to the authorities with any of this, the whole thing would, of course, fall apart rather catastrophically.
What's the... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, personally, I would like to avoid catastrophe, though it seems to follow me about.
If you had have come quietly, this would have been a whole lot easier.
In my defense, I was going to come quietly and you blinded me.
Well, you were being a little less than cooperative.
I mean, I'm not just going to give my friend up.
Fair enough. I respect that.
Thank
The
you.
law doesn't.
Well, the law doesn't respect a lot of things.
What
So we
is
have an
the...
agreement.
I want to know what the debt is first.
Well, that's the way these things tend to work, isn't it? Debt to be called in later, unspecified, ominous, hanging over your head, unsure what's going to happen.
I'm not a fan of that.
If you prefer, I can walk out of here right now, and you can sort this mess out yourself.
I'll look back to Emma and Henry and say, I don't really want to go into debt, any kind of debt.
Although you had a lot of promise, I have to say, Alice. You could use someone of your skills and inclination towards mayhem.
Alice, can you clarify this whole destroying the Ash Gardens thing for a moment?
Oh, ooh, right. Well, I guess it's out in the open. We went to the Ash Gardens.
Who's we? Who's we?
Well, it was Lucky and I.
Son of a bitch.
Also Nigel
Of
was
course it
there.
was. Who the
Who's
fuck is Nigel?
Nigel?
I'll pull out the arm again and be like, this is Nigel.
Alice, you really cut off a man's arm.
I thought it was topical. I'll put the arm back in the bag.
I thought you just bought that. I thought you just bought that arm.
That was the other arm. I'm gonna pull both arms and hold them up.
The woman is just sitting there with like a single quirked eyebrow.
What I want to do is I'll explain. Say it. We went there and we were saving the kids that were there, and I'll activate the arm because did I ever actually like send the description of what the arm does? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay, so what I wanted the arm to do was a small illusion which made a replica of what happened that night. So you could
Okay.
like see Nigel's void eating the legacy artifact.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you made like a diorama.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
Oh god, this is so good.
Because she wanted to show it off to other makers, so...
You turned Nigel's arm into a diorama.
Of the night of the crime.
Does Matt know? Does Matt Foreman know that's what you did to his arm? Well, the cat's out of the bag now.
And I don't think he's in chat at the moment.
He's not in chat, but he's probably gonna watch this bot.
Yeah, we can clip this and share he knows. Oh,
Oh, that's really
Oh.
good.
I'll hold the arm out, activate it, and create the diorama to show what happened the night that we were at the Ash Gardens and the legacy artifact was destroyed by Nigel. This
Yeah,
is what happened.
The woman sort of visibly shudders a bit at that.
I rolled a 0 on my depletion roll, so it's also toast after.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Holy shit!
Everything Alice makes.
Everything just breaks. Oh,
There's a metaphor in there.
Oh
There it is.
no!
Okay.
It either breaks or turns into a fire centipede.
That is sworn revenge.
yeah.
I mean, at least the evidence is gone now, right?
Nigel's arm is gone. It is crumbled.
What arm?
It's now like a dried out husk.
Oh. So that's what happened. And Lucky and I feel justified in what we did.
Oh, I'm sure Lucky feels very justified in what he did.
So the woman nods and says, "Yeah, it was bold. Lucky, not the person. You got lucky. Bold. Some would say stupid. Maybe a lot of people would say stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, it got a lot of attention. We did what we could to slow things down as much as we could. It's like I said, get a lot of attention, including ours. We're not so keen on the powers that be in the city, shall we say. And, I mean, your friend Lucky, he had the right of it. I mean, the Ashgardens employ children.
It's
not right.
monstrous. Yeah.
I need to be able to pay you first, and you owe us the debt to help us. I don't want to be the other way around.
She looks confused for a moment.
Alice, they've already done that.
Yeah.
How do you
By not getting
propose to turn it around?
arrested.
I don't know, whatever you need, we can do it, but I want to do that first. I don't want to owe some mystery debt.
All right. Well, I think that we can come to an arrangement. There's something we need.
Is it a book? We're very good at stealing books.
It's a kind of book. Sort of.
Is it a person? Is it a person who's a book? Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing that's a book.
Mm.
It's a sentient book.
It's not a demon, is it?
It's not a demon.
Good.
I don't
Good.
think, anyway.
Well, it's good enough.
So it's a sentient book. The problem is, it's in the red.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, not at all.
Shit.
Isn't the red sort of your thing?
No, usually I, one, dealt with the dark, too. I never went there.
Well,
Like, you have to be fucking crazy to do that.
Well, lots of people go to the red.
Yeah, but they're not, I still wouldn't say it's a good decision.
well, it's the decision that we are probably going to be making.
So this sentient book is currently in the possession of the sodality of Vryn.
Do I have any idea what that is?
Possibly. Why don't we? Do you have? This be like a knowledge type
Sure.
thing? Do you have any relevant? If you have any relevant skills, otherwise you can spend a penny from intellect.
If I've ever seen anything about it, I have memorization and I have magical lore. Those are the only two I could think of that are relevant.
Magical lore would apply, so you can apply your ranks in magical lore.
Sure. And I'll use 2 from intellect, I guess.
Okay.
That's a 7 plus 3 for a 10.
Okay. So the Sodality of Vryn is a cabal of sorcerers that live in the red, in like a group of towers, and the towers are supposedly arranged to create symbols sacred to dead gods and lost belief systems. The Vryn seek utter dissolution. So not just death or destruction, they want to be totally dissolved from existence. And that so far has yet to prove possible. And so the sodality of Vryn seeks, this kind of knowledge. The red seems like a good place to do it because it's oriented around destruction, and they are known to make deals with demons of the red to help them in their quest, often bartering the souls of others for favors with these demons as payment.
Look, I'm not really sure I'm on board with this whole revolutionary thing. And quite frankly, your appeal to me is not nearly as strong as your appeal to Alice.
Well, I think we could figure out a way to get you that book, potentially. And if we do, we can follow up. And I would love to have your services to help erase any law things. I don't know if we can commit to that because we're not all comfortable, but I think we're getting to a good compromise at least.
And she's just kind of staring deadpan. Well, I would suggest that you come to a decision soon. Because at the moment, well, there's him, and she gestures at the body. And, well, they'll still be looking for you.
I'm okay
In the
with handling
meantime.
that. That's manageable.
So be it. Well, you'll know where to find me. And, of course, needless to say, should word of this discussion reach the wrong ears, they'll also reach our ears. And retribution will be swift.
That is understood.
Good. Well then, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you for coming into my home, blinding me, and killing a man.
Well, I did it with people who were gonna come and absolutely arrest you.
No,
I was merely gonna divert you.
I mean that sincerely. This seems much better than being dragged away to Visley prison, so...
Yeah, Neverlight's not a great place. And
Fuck, I said Visley. Ah.
Oh no, back it up.
Rewind.
It sounds better than vagrant prison.
So, I'll leave you to it then. And she, like, sort of futzes with something and helmet sort of reappears, and she leaves. It closes the door behind her, and leaves the dead guardsman on your floor.
Fuck.
I'll take care of that. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go in the back and apparently, according to becoming a level rank 3 goetic, I can summon 2 level 1 creatures at the same time. Can I summon like?
That's true.
Can I summon like? So what exactly are spirits of the green? Are they like animal spirits? Like
well, like like spirits of life, nature-y type stuff. Not necessarily animals, but
could they be animal spirits?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I summon like a couple of like chimpanzees or something? Just clean it all up.
Okay. I mean, so what do you want them to do, and what are you gonna offer them?
I'm sorry, are you summoning chimpanzee spirits to demolish a dead body?
They're going to clean it. They're not demolishing. If I wanted to demolish something, I'd summon from the right or something. They'll clean it. It'll be better, I promise. Are there any bananas in here? Like, what's the food situation in Dark Basement?
I don't know. Apparently, I've been gone for 4 days. Alice?
Oh, I think there's some rotten bananas in the kitchen now.
I think there are still snack cakes from the gray.
That'll do. Snack cakes. I'm gonna grab some snack cakes. I'm gonna
Okay.
summon 2 level 1 chimpanzee spirits. I'm going to bribe them with snack cakes to ask them to clean up the dead body that we have on the
Okay.
floor.
So define clean up the dead body, please.
I mean, I definitely like. I don't want to say mop because I feel like that's a bit above their pay grade, but make the floor not bloody. And could they just bring the dead body like back home? Like, they're going back to the green. Could they bring the dead body with them?
No, they can't just like.
Oh, man.
They basically, when their summoning's done, they like dissipate. They're not like teleporting. They're like nature, spiritual things given form here.
Hold on, I need to read my. Are corpses considered objects?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm just gonna grab like any random bag, like even if it's like a little paper bag you buy like alcohol in. I'm gonna use my ephemera object, devouring valise, whatever that word is. You can place 1 object in the bag that cannot be found until you wish it, whether the bag is full of other things or completely empty. The bag resists any indication that it is magical for those who discern such things as if it were level 8. Doesn't specify the size of the object, and it's magical.
It's true. It says it's a small bag or case, but
Oh wait, no. Even better. I'll deal with this myself. I'll use Freedom Comes from Change, the incantation. An object up to 4 times as large as a human becomes a small flock of birds that fly away. So I'm going to pop open the door and
there you go.
So
there you go.
Turn it into some birds.
See, this is Vizsla thinking right here. So yeah, so you cast this incantation, and the body just turns into a flock of seagulls.
Perfect.
Which fly out of the room.
And there's just like some air
frozen
flying by. 80s synthwave.
Alex's video is frozen.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yes.
That's okay.
Smokebeard. The man disappeared, like became a band, an 80s band.
They became an 80s hair metal band and flew away.
Yeah.
Actually, they wouldn't even be hair metal. They were prog rock, right?
Yeah, they were just progressive rock.
So 80s prog rock flies away. And then yeah, I mean there's some blood on the floor, but like that's easy to clean up.
It's better than a goddamn dead body, all right? far as I'm concerned. I've done my duty here.
Thank you, Emma.
So
Okay.
what are we doing here?
Well, I think honestly that she and her organization could make our lives disappear if she wanted it done. So we should strongly consider her offer. Otherwise, we may disappear, just like the news of frickin' Alice. You destroyed the Ash Gardens? What? I was trying to keep it in because, like, holy shit. That's noble of you, girl.
I thought I was gonna be in trouble. I don't know. Maybe I would have said something sooner if I knew.
No, you saved all those children.
You know, it's actually ironic. Emma, you met one of those kids that we saved. Yeah, but it's well, we also lost a legacy artifact. I'm still a little bit upset about that, but
They're everywhere. I mean, I'm sure they're not, but it's fine.
yeah, and I thought it was the right thing to do.
I think it was too. So I will stand by you. However you need to clear your name of this. I'll follow your lead.
I'm okay with making debts to the two of you if you'll come help in the gray, or the red, rather, not the gray.
I will come.
Emma, I dealt with that knife for you, so
All right, so let me just say, me as Alex, fuck you. Me as Emma, you make sure they know it's your debt and I'm helping you. I don't owe them shit. You do that, I'll come with you.
yep,
Mhm.
that would be just.
All right. Excellent. Okay. So that's your plan?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. That sounds good. And since that's a good wrap up point, I think we'll end a little bit early tonight.
Before we wrap up,
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to resolve one of my character arcs.
Yes, yes. We'll get that. We'll do a proper character session. Character summaries.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to, because I wanted to at least call.
Oh
Amelia.
yes, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please go on.
So yeah, I'm just gonna excuse myself from them bickering about nonsense and go to my phone and call. Does Xperia just have a main line? Can I just call the
Yeah.
house?
Yeah.
The house.
Yeah, for sure. And it's Asperia that answers.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so, and you don't even have to identify yourself. It just says, "Oh, Henrietta, how good to hear your voice.
Oh,
What can
it's good.
What can I do for you?"
It's good to hear yours too. If it's not too much trouble, is Amelia in?
Yes, of course. I'll patch you through to her room.
Thank you, darling. How are you doing? You growing at a steady pace?
Oh, you should come by and see me. I'm getting so big.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'll have to make a special trip. I'll come by soon. Don't you worry.
I've begun a whole new sub basement.
Really? That's new.
This one is the third.
Oh, that's so exciting. Is it dank and beautiful?
Oh, the smell is glorious. It smells like the deep bones of the earth. I think there's secrets down there for me to find.
Ooh, Well, if you need a secret hunter, you know where to find me.
Oh, be still. Are you saying you want to crawl around in my sub basement?
I would love to crawl around in your sub basement.
Oh, I like this idea very much.
I'll stop by next week.
Oh, excellent. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, your friend Amelia. Yes, I'll patch you through.
Thank you so much.
And there's like a pause, and then like a ring, and some garbled conversation from a ghost interfering on the etheric line. But then Amelia picks up and, hello?
Amelia, it's Henrietta.
Oh, Henrietta. So good to hear your voice.
I know. I'm so sorry I haven't been by. Things have been kind of crazy. We'll have to meet soon and I'll tell you the whole story. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know that you're safe now. The thing that was hunting you, it is no longer.
Oh, I it's been so long I almost don't know what to say, but thank you.
You can go where you wish. I mean, I'm sure Asperia has tons of room, so if you want to stay there, I'm sure no one would say anything, but you can feel free to walk the streets again. And
she is nice.
It's a very good house.
Your friends treated me well.
I'm glad to hear it. And I'm so sorry it took me so long. I just there was a lot to untangle.
We'll have to have coffee.
Yes, absolutely. Shoot me a line when you can, but you are a free woman.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
And there's just a gentle click. And of course, just before you hang up the phone, there is a ghostly echo on the line that just says, "It's written on souls."
Oh.
And then it disconnects.
Deeply disturbed, Henry hangs up her phone as well.
All right. So we will... Yeah,
sorry, I thought of another thing.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Can Alice grab her disco ball and sit beside Emma on the couch in Dark Basement? And she'll say, well, looks like I'm going to have to move this somewhere. Do you know of anywhere, Emma? How's your house doing, by the way?
Asperia has a sub-basement.
Yeah, they've been growing it. The door's almost person height, so we're about to go down there and see what there is to see. Asperia is doing fine, and if you can promise me that there are no law enforcement officials after you, I can put you up.
That would be fantastic.
Alice, I've got to say, my family lives there, and I love you, but I can't. You can't make me make that decision. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. I will be the perfect house guest.
It's not you I'm worried about, but okay. Fine.
Honestly, you'll never notice she's there.
I've got a reference.
That's not entirely what I'm concerned about. I'm worried about other people noticing she's there, but yeah, you're fine.
I will teleport in and out. I'll never leave through the doors.
Oh, but Alice, you'll move back once this is all over, right? I love having you as my roommate.
I think I can do that. I just need to make sure that if the thaw, is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if the thaw show up.
Oh yeah,
um,
so the Pristine Guard and the Thaw are two different groups.
Okay, yeah.
And the Thaw don't investigate crimes. The Thaw stop things in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just need to make sure that the Pristine Guard is not able to do what they did today. And it's also, I don't want you to have to be in danger every time someone comes knocking at the door. If they don't know where I am, then that's actually better.
Mm-hmm. And I won't know where you are either because Suspiria is so big. Oh.
One more thing before
Yep.
we get you moving, Alice. Something you said last month really kind of stuck with me. You mentioned something along the lines of that nothing was really impossible, and that got me thinking, and I was doing a little reading, and so you know how there are all the suns, they all have their different components, right? Well, there's this place outside of the suns or beyond them, I'm not really sure, that has like everything. It's more or less all of reality, and it's all kinds of fucked up if I'm being honest. But there's something that lives there. I think I can contact it. There are ways to contact it at least.
Just
And I think I can bring the librarian back.
I am extremely interested in this.
So look, I know I was less than enthusiastic about running to the red and the situation around that, but I'd just like to know if both of you would be willing to help if you pursued that.
You said that you would come to the red, which I very much appreciate, and I would be glad to go find the everything that is beyond the suns, or how to contact it at least.
We're all friends, and I don't talk about this much, but I don't have family. You're my family now. So we have to stick together, no matter what, right?
Right.
Great.
And then everyone freezes in a 1980s like sitcom.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, and music comes. Days gone by. All right, so that is definitely a good place to end and wrap up, and we'll go through proper character summaries and check off people's things here. So let's go around and we may as well start with Annie. So you've wrapped up a character arc.
Yeah, I could. Well, the Solve Mystery is still up in the air a little bit, but yes, repay a debt is done.
So, yeah,
Damn.
so repay a debt. So I'm just gonna pull up the character arcs here and repay a debt. So we had the opening steps, talking it over, climax repayment. So 3 acumen reward. Either you do something to earn the money or goods you owe, or you undertake a major task that will compensate the other person. A successful resolution results in 1 joy, which you will also get.
Yay!
And then the actual resolution is 1 acumen reward. You relax knowing that your debt is repaid and you look to the future.
Hell yeah.
So I think you can both of those steps basically.
Okay, so I get 1 acumen, 1 joy, 1 acumen.
No, you get, so the climax is the actual repayment, which you did. That's
Yes.
3 acumen.
Ooh,
And then the resolution is 1, so you're actually going to get 4 acumen.
hell yeah, girl's
And
gonna
it-
go shopping.
And it was a successful resolution, so that's 1 joy.
Yes. I'm happy about it. That was the first arc that I picked, and it's been a
And-
real journey.
So you solve a mystery,
Yes.
and so you had investigation. So actually, yeah, you had multiple steps of investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And so those have been handled previously. So I mean, because the mystery was like, what, right?
Yeah, like why is he doing this? And he was
Yeah.
trying to find God.
You've got that. Yeah. He's like some religious nutcase who is like torturing people and finding religious inspiration written in their souls. That's his thing.
Yeah.
So that's the discovery. So that's 2 acumen. And it was successful, so that is also a joy.
Oh my god, I am swimming in joy. I don't even know what to do. That's a weird thing to say.
Yeah. So, but the resolution is the last step, and you haven't necessarily done that. And you might
Right.
not, right? So,
Mhm.
because the resolution step is way more active than most character arc resolutions are. You confront the people involved in the mystery with what you've discovered, or you use the information in some way, such as taking it to the proper authorities.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to redo my notes on that. Sweet. Yeah, that was great. I'm also super excited that we rated the freaking like mother of the life seed. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think that is also, so you've got like the joys from character arcs, and I know we talked about how people had actually been earning too much,
Yeah.
but this actually collapsed a bunch of arcs for you.
Mhm.
And so yeah, so if we think back over, I mean, if there's anything that would get you joy and despair from your other things, I mean, I think that's super tied to your forte. And so now the question is, joy or despair? You were also in it and it wasn't pleasant.
I think yeah, it's hard to say. I think maybe despair because she tried to talk to it and reason with
And
it
it wouldn't talk
and
to you.
just wouldn't say anything. So that's a bummer, right? And she also like attacked it and it tried to, it spewed out corrosive mucus at her. Like, I don't know, that's not a good way to treat your children. So
And Lacuna's still there.
I know, so we gotta go back.
Yeah, I mean, that could be something that could open a whole other arc, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it.
Because you have no idea where the you have no idea where
no
the
idea.
womb of the life mother is.
Womb of the life mother. So sounds like we're gonna have to make a trip to our local library.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of librarian that's
right.
that's piling up. Okay, excellent. So yeah, I think that wraps things for Henrietta. And is there anything for Emma Elizabeth? I don't think there was anything on any of your arcs here.
Yeah, not that I can think of.
Yeah.
I got some done on like side scenes and stuff, but not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. For what it's worth, my favorite part of the game tonight was finding out that Lacuna wasn't a bad guy, and now we have this sort of like tragic quest to save them from wherever the fuck.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. No, I like that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and Annie, what was your favorite moment?
Ooh, favorite moment. That's kind of tough. Being in the Life Mother was kind of cool. I think my favorite moment, honestly, was the did we learn her name? Like the leader of the spearhead?
Nope.
Just freaking like
She didn't give it.
just straight murdering that guy and us being like, how do we react to this?
Chat was also, what the fuck?
Is this good or bad? I have no idea. I actually really love her. I
Yeah.
think she's super cool.
We played a sooth card that said that things weren't what they seem.
Yeah, and you know, when Henry offered her coffee, finally she was just like, yeah, great, let's do it, you know? So
Yeah.
that's yeah, I think that was a good or runner up is definitely the image of Alice just like zening out of the mirror ball.
I like that that's the verb, Xena-ine.
Yes.
The mirror ball.
Just
Perfect.
Lucy Lawless, blonde Lucy Lawless coming out swinging.
Excellent.
I was ready to pull out my secret soul if things were gonna get
Ooh.
good. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen.
Excellent. I love it. All right. And Corey, what about Alice?
So she's got her 2 arcs for the Black File and Transformation. So I don't
Mhm.
think those happened. She's still working on those on the side. And we've got the Pale coming up. And then I think the one thing that might apply is Alice has really struggled to keep in the tale of the Ash Gardens. She wants to tell every single person about this and is really upset that it's supposed to be a secret. So finally getting to like share the tale, even though she wasn't quite ready for it, I think was a pretty happy moment for her.
Yeah, I think that's worthy of an extra bit of joy, because that
Cool.
is, yeah, you're right. Like Alice wants to tell that story and hasn't been able to for what, like basically a month or more at this point now. So
Yeah. Other than that, though, I think that's Alice.
excellent.
Oh.
And your favorite moment?
My favorite moment, I think, was trying to figure out where Henry was at the start, because it was really strange. I was also very curious, and it was very interesting. I like that a lot.
Excellent. Good. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for sticking around and watching. Happy to have everyone in chat. We'll be back next week. Sam will still be out next week, but stay tuned because maybe we'll manage to have a guest come and join us to round out the posse, as like maybe they go to the Red next week. We'll see. Or they'll do something else.
Since Sam is gone, she cannot advocate for herself. Go donate to Sam's Kickstarter.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. Yes, because it is still up, right? Yeah, it hasn't.
Yeah, I
closed
think
yet.
it's not closed yet. They're
Yes.
doing
So-
badges for tabletop RPGs.
Yeah.
They look really neat. You
Yeah.
should go back it.
Yeah,
If you
her Twitter is still up on the overlay at 65th Victor. You'll find a link there to her Kickstarter. Go get yourself some TTRPG merit badges and support that. Put a last push on. Yes, achievement badges. Thank you.
Achievement
Not merit badges. Achievement badges.
Achievement badges.
That's right. And support that. That would be great. In terms of announcements here, we're rolling over into a new month. We've sort of mostly wrapped up all but the last 2 levels of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which are going to run, level 22 is going to run over the month of June. Level 23 will run over July. But we'll be starting Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which is going to be Pride themed and Pride oriented around that. And we're going to have a bunch of other Pride content. So stay tuned. We're still in the midst of scheduling specific days, but expect Tuesday evenings and Saturday brunch time. And the Saturday brunch stuff will be a mix, I think, of one-shots and games and like chat shows. Ghosts of Saltmarsh Thursday nights is still going to be MCG Mixtape and us here on Saturday evenings with Invisible Sun. Alex, what, 2 weeks? Not this
Yes.
Monday, but next Monday?
Yes, next Monday we start the D&D 5th edition game set in Ravnica. And man, if you guys think that Emma is bad, just wait until you see this party of 5 Orzhov debt collectors and random capitalist miscreants that we have assembled. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be great. So that's going to run until probably like sometime in August. And
Probably.
yeah, and Urban Shadows tomorrow night. So that will be continuing for the next little bit. And in a couple of weeks on Sunday afternoons, we're going to have Gothic Brunch. Kyle at Technoscald has got a game who's bringing a sort of Gothic horror game. That's going to run over a couple of weeks as well. And there's some other stuff in the pipeline over the next little while. So stay tuned. And happy Pride Month, everybody. We're hoping to have lots of Pride content and Women in Gaming Month as well. So those two things. And there should be a lot of good stuff to come. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
See you
Bye.
later.